Good morning, guys. Today I'm going to show you how you're going to make your exercises. Okay, so let's start with the exercise number 1. Okay, make 3 variables and enter the value, and use the if statement to compare if the variable has the greatest value, and we're going to print the greatest value. Let's copy this. We're going to go here to Replit. Okay, let me add the hashtag. Okay, so we can add this like a comment. This I'm going to move it here. Okay, and now I can start here working. It's telling to us to make 3 variables, so I'm going to start making 3 variables, and it's telling to us enter the value. So I'm going to say here int input, enter value 1. Okay, then I'm going to say int input, enter value 2, and I'm going to say C. Enter value 3. Okay, we have entered the 3 values that we need to compare. Okay, so right now I'm going to start comparing if A is greater than B and A is greater than C. That means the greatest number is A. Okay, here I make an str, okay, because I want to pass my variable through. Okay, now I'm going to add an elif, and this elif I'm going to compare if B is greater than A and B is greater than C. If that happens, we're going to move to print the greatest value is B. And here I'm going to add an str, okay, because I want to convert my variable, my int variable, to string. Okay, now I'm going to make an elif to compare if C is greater than B and C is greater than A. Now I'm going to print here the greatest value is C. I'm going to pass my variable by str, okay, and I'm going to pass my variable C. What happened if all this didn't enter? That means they are the same, so I'm going to make here an else, and I'm going to say are equal. Okay, and that's the exercise 3. Number 1, sorry. And so let's run it, and let's enter 2, 45, and 63. The greatest value is 63. So it's working good. Okay, let's move on to the second exercise. Okay, and this exercise is telling to us to enter 2 values and make a function that will make a sum and return the result and print the result. Okay, so let's go here. Let me move this to the top. Okay, it's asking to us to enter 2 values. Okay, so we already have here okay, to enter the two values that we need. So let's start here. It's asking to us to make a function, okay, that is going to make a sum. So here I'm going to make my sum, and I'm going to send the two parameters that we are going to need to make this sum work. Okay. Now that I have this, I'm going to make my result variable that is going to make my math operation, and then I'm going to return my result. Now that I already do that, okay, I'm going to start by entering the two values that I need. Okay, so here I'm going to make over here enter value 1, okay, and I'm going to make another variable that is going to be enter value 2. Okay, here I'm going to make a variable result sum, okay, and here I'm going to call my sum variable, and I'm going to send A and B. Okay, now the final step that is asking to us is to print that result. So I'm going to print my result sum. Okay, now I'm going to run my exercise, and it's asking to me what values to enter. So I'm going to say 45 and 5, and there we have 50, and that's the exercise 2. Now on the exercise 3, it's telling to us to make 4 variables with random numbers and print the values. Okay, so let's go here. Okay, let's go here. Let me paste it. Okay, now it's telling to us to make random numbers. Okay, so I'm going to import random. Okay, now on having random, now I'm going to make my 4 variables here. I'm going to say random ran int, okay, and I want to make random numbers from 1 to 100. Okay, my second variable is going to be random ran int, and I'm going to make numbers from 1 to 100. Okay, my third variable is going to be random ran int, and I'm going to make numbers from 1 to 100. Okay, and the last variable that I'm going to make, I'm going to make call random, and there I'm going to call the function ran int, and I'm going to generate random numbers from 1 to 100. It's going to generate one random number. Okay, now that I have my variables with information I can print, so I'm going to print A, B, C, and I'm going to print D. Okay, now I'm going to run it, and there we have it. That is the exercise 3. Now let's move on to the exercise 4. Okay, on the exercise 4, it's telling to us to enter 4 grades, okay, and make a function that will return the average, and we're going to print that average. Okay, so let's move this one over here. Okay, and let's start making the function that we're going to make the average. It's telling to us that are going to be 4 grades, so that means I'm going to say grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, and grade 4. Okay, I'm going to add here the column, and now I'm going to start making the sum. Okay, so let's make the operation over here. First, we're going to start with the sum. Okay, let's start by telling grade 1 plus grade 2 plus grade 3 plus grade 4, and this I'm going to divide it by 4, but I want an integer result so of my division, so I'm going to add double sign here and I'm going to divide it by 4. Now I'm going to return my result. Okay, now that I have returned my result, I'm going to start making the 4 variables that I need, and we need to enter that information, so I'm going to pass that input inside an int. So let's enter here, enter grade 1, okay, B, enter grade 2, enter grade 3, and we are going to make the last variable that is going to enter, okay, the last input variable. Here I have it there, I'm open parentheses, okay, and here I'm going to say enter grade 4. Okay, now we have the 4 variables that are going to enter to our function. Okay, so let's make here a variable that is going to call AV, and AV we are going to call average. Now I'm going to send all my grades here, okay, and I'm going to print AV. Now I'm going to run it, and it's going to ask me all the grades, okay, 45, 65, 125, and the grade is, the average is 58. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.